Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now getting closer to the very end of August of 2022, which means we're only getting closer to Star Wars shows out there like Star Wars Andor, the Bad Batch 2, as well as Tales of the Jedi, that are really going to be the majority of the rest of the Star Wars shows until we get the Mandalorian Season 3, until February of next year. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, with that being said, we already know that Jon, George, and Dave Filoni are doing everything in their power to really bringing Star Wars back to its roots. Essentially, what they are on the roll for right now is that they are trying their absolute best to really bring Star Wars back to the vision of George Lucas, and in a way, to revive Star Wars Legends as best as they can. Now, given that Kathleen Kennedy, as you all know, has been having a lot of issues behind the scenes for the Acolyte TV show, we already discussed that, the fact that she lost a lot of creative power over half of the Star Wars episodes of the Acolyte. So, to put things more clear, Kathleen Kennedy only has creative power over 4 episodes now, whereas both Jon Favreau and Lucas are calling the shots on the other 5 episodes. This, of course, also includes Filoni to a more minimal scale. But everything related to this, there's still a lot of issues happening with the Acolyte series behind the scenes, and recently, Kathleen Kennedy's been getting quite a lot of backlash from the Disney executives. So let's dive right into this because things are really beginning to progress and not for the better when it comes to Kathleen Kennedy's performance over the Acolyte series. So with that being said, however, alright, with both Favreau and Filoni getting ready to begin work on The Mandalorian 4, they are currently working hard on the Ahsoka series that is set to have some big reveals that will change the Skywalker saga at heart. Now, it's described that currently behind the scenes, Kathleen Kennedy is facing huge backlash from Disney executives after she made a couple of pitches to Disney about Jon Favreau and the future of Star Wars. Now, further, it's described that just recently in one of the meetings that Kathleen Kennedy had with Disney is that she expressed that Jon Favreau should be let go and fired from any future Star Wars TV shows, as she believes that he is going to sabotage the moment of the Star Wars brand by focusing on too many characters from the Skywalker saga. Now, Disney executives, at no surprise, were immediately offended by Kathleen Kennedy and her proposal and ideas to fire Jon, due to using characters like Luke, Ahsoka, Anakin, and others, and more, in the upcoming Star Wars shows. Now, additionally, Kennedy is also facing backlash over the fact that she recently caused more setbacks for the Acolyte series over the 4 episodes that she has control over. Now, the main issue here is that Kathleen Kennedy initiated more rewrites with Leslie Headland over one of the fight scenes between 2 Sith characters that is now being completely reworked, that is actually causing another delay in principal photography for on-location shoots that was planned to be done somewhere in Switzerland. Now, further, Disney CEO Bob Chapek is described to be very angry over the fact that more revenue now has to be used for the Acolyte series to create new sets and plans for the Acolyte series, and of course for Kathleen Kennedy's involvement with the show, is on its last legs because of all of this. Favreau and Lucas, who now control the other 5 episodes, are said to be in the talks with Disney already on taking over the other 4 episodes if Kennedy continues to create more issues. Now, this is where things begin to really progress, because we already know that everything related to Kathleen Kennedy is that things really are beginning to fall apart. Now, executives are now very uneased with Kathleen Kennedy's mistakes over the Acolyte and the poor choices that she has been making with the script by Leslie. So, let's be clear here, alright, in case you guys did not know about this, is that Leslie Headland is still in control of the script for the other 5 episodes that Lucas and Favreau have control over. The big difference here, alright, and this is something that I think a lot of fans need to know, the big difference here is that Lucas and Favreau, they're not writing anything, but they are telling Leslie essentially what to do and what to actually put into their story. I think that at the end of the day, the Acolyte is going to suffer, where it's going to be a mixed situation where Some episodes are going to feel very Kathleen Kennedy-esque, and some episodes are going to feel very much driven by Favreau and Filoni. And what you get in the long run is you're going to get a lot of mixed reactions from fans. You're going to have fans that are going to say it's too convoluted, that the pacing is very off, and the tones are not matching with each other. It's going to be a mess if they don't figure things out by November. So that's the big deal right now, is that Kathleen Kennedy, at the end of the day, is only causing Disney to put more and more money into this thing and less time and effort and quality control over the Acolyte. Now, how much more is it going to take for Kathleen Kennedy to lose her creative power over those 4 other episodes? All depends on how much revenue Disney's going to cross the line with. You know, it all depends on that. We're not quite sure exactly what their cap is, but they have a lot of things happening right now with the Acolyte, such as the shooting location for Switzerland being completely cancelled now, and because of that, all being due to rewrites. So moving forward from that, alright, now Kathleen Kennedy, of course, believes that Lucas and his presence on set would only distract Leslie Headland and her vision for the Acolyte, and does not want him to come on set. This too is also causing a lot of backlash by Disney executives. One of the other directors also quit from the Acolyte series, however the details on that are currently unknown as of right now. The director is said to have quit simply due to the creative differences between Kathleen Kennedy over one of the characters codenamed Aura. Meanwhile, Favreau and Lucas's involvement is actually moving along very smooth for the other episodes. Now, we talked about this more on Twitter, which, by the way, guys, if you want to join me on Twitter, it's at Mike01. It's a great way that I use to really, interact with the community, so go ahead and check that out. But overall, everything ranging from what's been going on with Kathleen Kennedy now, and everything what's going on with Leslie Headland, and how this is causing more directors to quit or to not want to join the Acolyte project. We're not quite sure why this specific director quit the Acolyte series, other than the fact that it was driven by creative differences. Shocker, right? Not so much. So I think that this series, let's face it, it's going to have a lot of problems going into it. When you actually see what Disney is planning right now, is that they are planning to get this thing out by the summer to the fall of 2023. That's not going to happen. Simply put, it's just not going to happen. Too tight of a squeeze. They plan on filming this thing by November. There is no way they're going to get this thing out by summer of next year. It's just impossible. Fall, that's even a tight squeeze because you still have post-production to work on. It's looking more and more likely to be a spring of 2024 release for the Acolyte series without a doubt, and I would not be surprised if it's going to be even later than that. So, at the end of the day, Kathleen Kennedy has only caused more trouble for the Disney executives, for, of course, the overall project, and it's not fair to the cast and the crew especially. I mean, let's not forget that you have a lot of crew members working on this show, and it's by far, one of the most driven Star Wars shows to date because they really want to make it very expansive. So overall, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys have to say about this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.